Okay, I'm going to use a lot of video and I'm going to post one by one. Okay, basically guys, you have to understand the first basic theory of what is contract law. Okay, let me show by using my hand. Okay, a contract law is basically an agreement between which legally binds the parties dare to perform specific act and it's enforceable by law. Okay, look at this. Okay, a contract is basically an agreement. Therefore, it is so clear that I once told you that um, all contract must be an agreement, but not all agreements are contract. Okay, it depends on how the parties in the agreement wants to apply the contract. They want to consider it as legal, then they should perform certain elements in order to fulfill the requirements of a valid contract. Okay, this is the first thing. The first focus is like basically an agreement, okay? And then legally bind. That means in the eyes of law, it is legal. And then the parties shows that more than one. You cannot do agreement or contract with yourself, okay? Therefore, agreement can be into two, okay, two division. Okay, I'm going to talk about it later. And then under contract, okay, it's legally bind. That means enforceable by law. The parties in the agreement to perform specific acts. Specific acts means any action. Okay, any action as long as it doesn't involve any illegal method. Okay, illegal method or even the actions of the parties involved doesn't conclude as an illegal performance. Okay, then there are two essential elements that defines a contract, namely the agreement and enforceable by law. So a valid contract should be an agreement, and of course it should be enforceable by law. And then next, agreement is when two or more parties agrees on the same matter, that is to say that there are elements of offer and acceptance of the matter. Okay, in my understanding, and of course I did tell you that there are two types of offer. The first one is unilateral. Unilateral is union. That means one to many, and the other one is bilateral, which is one to one. It is enforceable by law means if a party to an agreement breaches an obligation specified in the contract, the other party may enforce its right in accordance with law. That means here, it shows that if it's enforceable by law, meaning the party is respectively must responsible to perform, okay, to perform the obligation that has been stated in the contract. If let's say, if you refer to section 2 subsection A of the Contract Act 1950, it talks about the definition of offer, okay, whereby offer is equivalent to proposal. And then there are two things. The first one, the parties involved in the agreement or the contract agrees to do or disagree or wanted to stop doing something. Okay, that is the main criteria of a valid contract. And then, in order for the contract to be enforceable, each party must exchange something of value called consideration. Of course, consideration is a wide word because consideration, for me, what I mean by consideration is what element or what action that have you taken which indicates that you really intentionally wanted to put yourself into a contract, a valid contract, okay? A contract may be used for various transactions, including the sale of land or goods or the provision of services. Okay, you can see a lot of contract in your daily life. For example, even if you are using public toilet, when you pay, that means there is a contract between you and the toilet owner lah. And what else? You're talking about your parents, you're talking about the house loan and all, everything include contracts, yeah? Okay.